Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Rita Lee's video blog. I'm Airy Sky. Good morning, good morning. Before anyone starts in this morning, I want to say that I live with the biggest narcissist in the world. Yeah. Why? Well, let's see. One, my phone wasn't touched last night, this morning. See, Chloe was supposed to clean last night in between laundry. She was more focused on her laundry, not focused on the smells coming from this place. The garbage cans are overflowing. Chloe claims, "Oh, I'm so depressed." Well, if you're this fucking depressed and you don't want to do anything for fucking weeks, I'm gonna either. I'm looking into cutting off the internet until they leave. That's one thing I will do because I'm not going to be paying for something that they're going to, if they go to the library, they'll go to the library. I'm not paying. I got to do something. I'm at my wit's end. Oh, here's hell.
Guys, you forgot to wake me up.
No, I didn't. Didn't want to.
Why?
Because if I woke you up at 6, you'd be a bitch till 8, so didn't want to bother. Figure you have an alarm clock, you can do it yourself. It's not my job to wake you up.
I have to do it tomorrow then.
Anyways, everyone, good morning, everyone. So, anyways. Hey, Mop, come here. My dog wants me. Come here, you little ragamuffin. You run there, and that is not your master. Your master is this person. Me. We're a gal, yes. It's my morning coffee with Rita time, and my brush. I gotta brush my hair this morning. Good morning. Tell me all about your morning. Look at how cute he is. This is what you get when you don't shave a Shih Tzu. You get this doggy that looks so adorable. I love the looks of this dog. I fell in love with this doggy's looks. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, I know. Aunt Tara would say, you're being mean. You're not giving him a haircut. Well, we don't even know if his hair trimmers will still work. Apparently, Chloe left it under the sink with water leaking, so we don't know if Chloe plugs it in, the thing will work or catch on fire. I've done everything I can to get it dry, but still. What's wrong? You don't want pets this morning? You don't want pets this morning? See? You don't want pets this morning. I love this dog, I really do love this dog. This dog means the world to me. Anyways, yeah, good morning, Robbie. So, anyways, the reason I didn't wake Chloe up this morning is because I was sleeping, okay? I went to bed really late. I mean, I might have got 5 or 6 hours of sleep due to the fact that I was, you know. So last night, I turned around and I finally had the chance to and so this morning, someone said to me in an email, what do I want to do? And I said, I don't know, but I'll tell you what I think. So last night I wake up, right? I was doing some stuff. This morning I woke up, right? And I go and check my YouTube thing that I like to do every morning. And I'm looking, and it's got this little red thing. It's like -2 subscribers, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I got all these subscribers that subscribe to me over the years that they don't even comment. They just subscribe. It's like, what? You guys, there's transgender people, there's others, and then there's others. And to me, it's like the other day, someone posted on Instagram, right? Now, Chloe usually goes and attacks people just because they're like, "Oh yeah, you're a cross-dresser. Your dong's showing. You need this picture needs to be censored." Well, the thing that upset me the most the other day, right, is I'm on Instagram. No, it's not about Chloe. And I'm on Instagram. And what do I see? A girl, I think from Italy or something, posting, "Oh yeah, I got my vagina. I'm a real woman." First thing I'm thinking is if Chloe saw that, Chloe would just freaking rip you a new one. You just got your penis cut off. They turned it inside out. They made a hole, which now you got to dilate the rest of your life. And then, on top of all the problems, right? All the problems, she's sitting there in this panties that I've never seen, showing the surgery, right? Now, I know some people say fascinating or whatever, but me, when I was reconstructed, they wouldn't let me even look down below for freaking like 2 weeks. They had me like, whatever, right? And one of the things they use to seal it, to keep it sealed, is they use like two types of tools. One's like a toothpaste tube or something, I can't remember. And then the other one's like a plastic thingy. But anyway, all these people are going to court and celebrities, But anyways, so it's like they're sitting there showing their crotch picture, right? And, and there's cross dressers calling themselves sexy babes, which are in the end of the, they're on the whatchamacallit, the spectrum, for something or other. I got one person watching, but I'm trying to find something real quick. Anyways, I saw it last night, and the first thing I thought to myself is why. I could probably find it quicker doing a search or something. But look. Let me see. Oh yeah, I don't even pay attention to those. I'm subscribed to those, Let me see something. Ah, right here. Yes. Apparently, just let me share this picture. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm not sharing it. But anyways, they show a picture down below, right? And they're wearing like some funky something, right? And their underwear and everything's taped up. It's like, first of all, if you have had surgery, they don't let you. I mean, first of all, if you had surgery, you don't get freaking to walk out. Literally, I was hospitalized for 14 days. So this person's like, so the thing is they don't even let you look at your surgery site for at least 7 to 10 days more. I was in the hospital so long I couldn't even remember. But they wouldn't let me even look at it. Am I bitter about it? No. Each country is allowing it to be different. Maybe they went through a doctor in Europe or Asia or something. I don't know. My point is I would not, quote unquote. I mean, they're not going to be happy with it. 86% commit suicide within 4 years, or no, 78% commit suicide within 4 years. Within 10 years, it's like 87%, 86, 87. So it's me. Now, people would say, oh, well, you had yours done. How long? 4 years. You get past the initial 4 years, they're good. If you get past the initial 6, you're doing better. If you get past 10 plus, you're doing really good. Tells you who you are and how strong you are. Had my morning brew right there, my morning coffee. But this ain't about transgenderism. I think, a couple things I think about is where we stand in the transgender community. I personally think that that everything's going to work out for the best. And I hope um, everything works out. That's the thing. But I'm not going to deal with it anymore. Let me see what we got here this morning on my forum. Anyways, it's one of those mornings, where you just wake up, and you just want to loaf around. So this morning, I was talking to, last night Pee Wee emailed me, and I said to Pee Wee, it's one of those mornings, and our evenings or whatever. I was telling her a thing that I have, and she gave some advice. We were talking for a bit about politics, and there's a lot of people that don't care about politics, or that what they care about the most. Okay, is let me rephrase that. Okay, because this is going to be maybe a short morning video because because it's going to be a short morning video. I think, yeah, but it's going to be a good morning video to say the least. All right. So basically, I was telling um Pee Wee, right, sister Pee Wee, couple things, and we were talking about politics. Pee Wee and Pee Wee stays away from the political scheme. I think it's because of what happened to Donald Trump, which is more likely. But, Pee Wee would say, you think. Well, let me just get to a briefing, okay? All right, so here's the deal. So I turned around and, we were talking about politics to a point, and yeah, Pee Wee made a comment about politics. I'm not going to go into detail. The conversation was private, but it was to the effect of politics, right? Now, I was talking to her about a story about some people in politics, and stuff. And Pee Wee turned around and had her own opinion on stuff. Her opinion was more of something about politics. People aren't interested in world affairs or politics, right? Actually, the problem is this, okay? There's people out there that are brainwashing people, and I'm not saying Pee Wee's brainwashing anyone. No, what I'm saying in this conversation is there's people out there I see it's brainwashing others, literally, right? Brainwashing them, and then turning around and telling me, quote unquote, that I don't know shit, right? I mean, let me put it this way. Some of the people out there, right? Higgins, he's got a sense of humor. But let me tell you the truth about some people out there. And I'm not talking about Higgins. I'm not talking, right? There's people out there in the community that thinks I am full of shit. All right. And the reason for it is because they think that the Republicans got this wrapped up in a basket. If Biden can use the pandemic, they're going to use the the um, the 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 recession, the inflation to their advantage. The problem is they caused it. They turned around and the Republicans sold your fucking oil. Sold all your fucking oil and then turned around and said, "Oh, you gotta blame old man Joe. He's old man. He's old man." Really? You're blaming old man Joe for a problem you did before he even got in the White House by selling our fucking oil. And then you fucking basically caused inflation by fucking raising things by the stores which pay you so you can force everyone to go back to work. And if they can't go back to work, they'll just keep raising it. But at the same time, they want to blame old man Joe for basically blaming, right? This is a blame game. Blame old man Joe for, oh, we're helping Ukraine. We shouldn't be helping her. Really? Here's the fucking problem. If Ukraine falls, we lose 90% of our grain. Oh, and if that ain't bad enough, you stupid, greedy son of a bitches clinging on to your fucking guns, people, I'll tell you what the problem is. You want to fucking blame him for everything. You know, when your family's starving, you'll take your fucking guns and kill the unarmed so you can steal their food. That's how it's going to work in this fucking country. Kill the fucking unarmed because you're hungry. Some people don't have any fucking moral values anymore, see? And yet, at the same fucking time, look what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to the point of, I mean, look, they want to blame old man Biden, right? The Republican Party helped fucking fund the money that goes to the fucking Ukraine. If they didn't want to do it, they could have fucking spoke with their voice, but no. They wanted to dump more money into the fucking country of Ukraine because they need to keep it afloat. Because now, you see? I'll tell you what fucking what we did wrong, right? We turned around, right? We turned around. We literally turned around, and we put sanctions on Russia. Russia turns around and says, "No, no, no." What's Russia doing? Russia wants the fucking European nations that he used to control. Those are the agricultural hubs. Controls those and controls most of the food. China's basically sitting it, right? China's basically controlling. China and Russia want a fucking communist world. The only way they're going to do it is if they turn off everything, right? So what does China do? China creates a pandemic. Spreads through wildfire. Everything shuts down. New variants are coming out of it, or they're just leaking new variants. Meanwhile, the United States is trying to come back to normal, but they know they can't because there's too many stupid people out there fucking standing around going, we need free food, we need this, we need that, yada, 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 right? There's just too many fucking freeloading mooches. Now, my cousin Dinky turned around and said to me once, oh, you're a freeloading moocher. You know what a fucking freeloading moocher is? Freeloading moocher is the definition of someone who basically keeps putting their hand out and doesn't want to work. Keeps putting their hand out, right? What I got was gifts. People sit there and they put their hands out. You know, we're going into a world where You know, it's either you survive on ramen, beans, or rice, or you're gonna freaking have no meat. You know, I mean, think of it that way. So me and Pee Wee were talking about these idiot people, right? That don't believe in politics or world events, right? Thing is, I'll tell you what the fucking problem is, okay? I basically called a lot since before Biden chose Harris. Pee Wee knows this. Everyone knows it. But you sit there and say, oh, well, but my problem isn't about Pee Wee. My problem ain't about politics. I'll tell you what my problem is. My problem is that me and Pee Wee were talking about politics, right? Love Pee Wee dearly. And I was telling her how cranky I was yesterday, right? She said, some people don't care about world news or politics. You know what? The problem is there's people out there in the world, right? I was gurring about something last night, like a dog gurry. And I said privately to Sister Pee Wee that there's people in this world that don't give two shits about the world. They think the mighty gun and the freaking mighty Republicans will sweep and fix things. The mighty Republicans don't give two shits, but everyone wants to worship these fucking dirt bags, these carpet baggers. That's all they are, dirt bags and carpet baggers. So when you have some jackass turn around and say, oh, well, and then there's a lot of people out there being brainwashed by others. This is one thing me and Pee Wee were, or not Pee Wee, someone else and I was discussing, not Pee Wee, sorry. No, that is that there's a lot of people out there that are, there's someone else in an email. Basically, that they literally, quote unquote, are basically being brainwashed because people are telling them bullshit stories, and that's bullshit. I mean, look, if I lost half my moderators tomorrow, it wouldn't matter to me because, frankly, me and Pete, we were joking around a long time ago about that because, frankly, a lot of them are Republicans or a lot of them are Democrats. A lot of them basically signed on for the stimulus, but first check came, people got it left. Second check came, some stood around and hung out. Third check came, well, when things fall into place for a lot of places, people started, wondering about the future. And to me, the future is what it is, and to me, it's people are being brainwashed and people don't care about world situations, It's like, it's like the other day I was asking one of my adopted brothers, Chris, what's wrong, I haven't heard from him. I mean, the entire island being literally no news, my phone's never ringing. That's another thing. When I do see, the problem with me is whenever I've learned to turn my phone off during sleep time, right? So no one bothers me. So if someone wakes me up at say noon and I sleep till 8, I don't want to be like, hey, how are you? I got to get up, whoever it is. I'm not saying it's brother Chris. But the thing is, I turn my phone off. I don't want to be answering. Look, I left my phone off most of this week due to the fact the insurance company keeps nagging me. And then that one lady won't get back to me. And then on top of this, I got enough problems as is being sick. I got to take my medicine soon anyways. But I wanted to say, there's a lot of people that are being brainwashed. They're told that nothing's going to happen to the freaking real world events, and they're like, well, I got lucky when it comes to the election, and to me, oh well, you got lucky the election, I mean, literally, I got lucky on the elections. No, I didn't, The thing is things are falling into place, and Pee Wee and I are seeing this. Unfortunately, people are like, "Oh well, the Republicans will fix it." Everyone thinks the fucking Republicans are going to fix it. Let me tell you a little story, okay? I wish Zoe was here. Zoe would keep me a little bit entertained, But I got a feeling she left, One of the few people left. I know I got rid of Black Jesus, but see, I'm still sick, My nose is So let me tell you a story. People turn around and they don't care about world politics, right? They don't care about anything but what they believe in, okay? And that's fine. But when it decides that what they believe in kills them, that's not fine. Or they turn around and they get angry and violent when, Pee Wee and I are completely right. I mean, look at my family, for example. Okay, I'm going to give my family as an example. I love my family dearly. My family turns around, right? My family turns around, right? And my family says something like, yeah, I got some more of this. See, this stuff is really, So my family turns around, right? And they say, oh, well, the Republican Party, they're going to fix America, we're going to fix America, really. Me and Pee Wee had the most decent conversation the other day. I couldn't believe talking to someone as sensible as Sister Pee Wee, which is funny, What was it we talked about? I'll tell you. Basically, same conversation happened with Tara J, hopefully they got their house or whatever. I know, Chloe's found out they came back with Chloe staying away anyways. Good deterrent, But Chloe's also basically going after Instagram, transgender Instagram people, email bombing and stuff and upsetting me. But this ain't about Chloe. So, you heard Chloe came out. Oh, you wake me up because it's not my job. You got an alarm clock, use it. Half the time your alarm clock wakes me up anyways every freaking morning. I mean, literally, that's what it sounds like every morning. Me, I usually don't have someone like my little Amazon or Google play me music. My Google needs to be moved and dusted. But the problem is we got so much crap going on. It ain't funny, So you're probably curious about what happened. Ugh. All right. So, anyways, what happened was, yep, taking my meds, had this nice conversation with Pee Wee the other day. And I had a conversation with, I think it was Pee Wee the other day. Well, Pee Wee knows my stance anyways, but Tara J, right? And we are, after dark gaming, I made a joke the other day. Well, what? Don't you have your own channel? They must be bored. I was bored because, the Gabby and them came back, But it's fine and dandy if they want to tune in. I don't mind, But anyways, the deal goes like this, right? They can get all the game together, it'd be fine too. But the deal goes like this, right? We're living in a world, right? People sit there and, I tried to tell Chloe this last night. Chloe's like, oh, well, Trump's going to get in, blah, blah, blah. I finally said, look, I don't give two shits about your fucking pretzel logic and your fucking pretzel logic. She's like, so last night I was talking to Dad, and Dad hung up on me. He was watching a movie. He didn't give two shits, right? And I'm sitting there in my chair, my blue chair. Minding my own business, thinking there's people out there that only care about themselves. Literally, there's too many of them. There's too many of them. Pee-wee, she thinks of others. I think of others. I'm sitting around, right? And Dad literally yells at me on the phone. I always make sure he's okay, at least 5 minutes, right? He said every day it's an hour. He doesn't have anything to say. Every day, right? So you know what? I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If Dinky doesn't want to contact me because I'm a freeloading moocher, then what's Poppy doing when he turns around and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I can't talk to you. I'm watching a movie. Don't call me," And then he yells and screams and uses the F-bomb that he says, "You're fucking bothering me. Don't fucking bother me." It's like you got fucking money order because you think I'm a great kid for your you're a great kid. You give a money order for his dinner to Longhorn or whatever, right? Longhorn. Then you got some son of a bitch telling me to get off the phone, and he hangs up on me because his movie's more important. Not to mention, you're the one paying for HBO, you're paying for Showtime, you're paying for Cinemax, you're paying for Amazon, paying for Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus. I mean, you basically got I got like everything, right? That I like to watch, right? What's he do? Hangs up on me, all because he's 5-minute conversation. Oh yes, making sure he's alive, because I'd be the last person to tell if he's dead, right? His niece would cash in on his money. He's more worried that if Aaron was alive, Aaron would lose his money. Aaron, my husband, my beloved husband, would lose his money when the government took it if his dad died. So instead, he wanted to give it to me. But instead, here's my husband, by the way, people, if you've never seen him. That is my hubby, by the way. That is a true man. 11 years I was with him. His dad yells at me last night, right? Yells at me about. No, you don't. You got food. Oh, shit. So, out of all the things that I have to do in life, no offense, people, you're asking for water because Chloe is being a dirtbag again. Which story told narcissistic Chloe claims that it's her bunny yet. Poor guy, look at him dance. See? Another narcissistic, lazy shithole thing. By the way, that sink over there, piled high. Garbage cans overflowing. Yeah. So let's check on the comments because I was doing some other things. I was working on my, off and on, I was working my email, trying to clean it out, due to the fact that it's. Yeah. So I watched the movie last night. Again, a pretty funny documentary. So, father-in-law. Good morning, Gabby. It's my father-in-law. Father-in-law. My husband, I was married to. His dad. I call him dad because that's the only dad I know right now. Does that answer your question? Anyways, not to be snippy this morning, but anyways, dad, Poppy, because I like the movie W, hung up on me last night. He didn't give two shits. I said, oh. Then he yells and screams at me about why his son never contacted him. He claims it's because he claimed he didn't accept transgenderism because my husband's legal name when he died was Sarah. Turns out. But anyways, back to my story, okay? So last night, talking to Pee-wee, and we were talking about people. There's two types of people in this world, okay? There's the people that are fucking stupid, as dumb as a fucking box of rocks out there in this world. They turn around and they believe the Republican Party is going to save this country. The Republican Party ain't going to do shit. Said both parties, whatever one's in power, is going to fucking destroy this country faster and faster. Republicans make a wrong move, we might get nuked by the enemy. The Democrats do a wrong move, we might get nuked by the enemy. You see, it's a volatile situation that no fucking party can fix things. Let me put it to you this way. Me and some others were having some conversation. Excuse me while I put my pants on. It's about time to put the pants on at least. In my nightgown. You know. And so, what happened was, my husband, who I was married to, why the hell has this got two of them? Never seen a pair of sweats with two frickin' tags in it. That's weird. Okay. Let me put it to you this way. There we go. I feel a little better so my nightgown doesn't hike up. You won't see my my cooter or anything. Not that anyone would see my cooter anyway. So let me put it this way. The Republicans and the Democrats have been duking out for power for 200 plus years. You can say, oh, well, it's either one party or the other. Have they ever helped you out in the long run? Think about it. The common sense denominators, have they helped you out in the long run? Well, let's just take the current idiots in office, okay? The rhinos, the assholes. They turn around and they want everything to go full steam, right? That's a good idea, but what if every person in America was infected with coronavirus? They think, oh, afterwards we'd get better. What if instead the death toll was 2/3 of the population? Like the Stand. But no, they're saying, oh, no, the Democrats were wrong. Democrats said, look, they closed up. They did this, and this. Why'd they do it? I'll tell you why they did it. Because they were told to do it. The United States presidents were told to close up for whatever reason. You can sit there and say, oh, Rita, you're wrong. Maybe. But think about it. Think about it. World history is in that we have a new Spanish American flu. The Spanish American flu lasted 3 years. 3 years. The Black Plague lasted 130 years. Now we don't see it anymore, right? They know what it is, and they can fix it. Fortunately, the problem with the Black Plague is it's gone. But people turn around and say, oh, well, the Republicans are fit. Really? Name one time the Republican actually fixed something that fixed it for you in general. You see, every politician lies, cheats, and steals. They just want to stay in office for their retirement, which you guys pay for. 6 years in the U.S. Congress gets $250,000 a year in a life medical and a yearly pension. Each senator that can make 2 terms gets. So if you make 10 years, you get $250,000 again. Who's paying for it? The Icky Gabbies of the world and the Terror Jays and everyone else. But that's all they give a shit about. They think if they can get that in and all the donors paid for their retirement plan and they do right and they take kickbacks and bribes, yeah, they're going to basically enjoy their retirement, nice and dandy. But at whose expense? Ours. And yet they don't do anything. They say, oh, well, the Democrats, they're too hard-headed, they won't move. Really? Truth of the matter is both parties are fucking the same party. They're the do-nothing, lazy, son of a bitch, cocksucking party that doesn't do anything. Every one of us pays for them. What are they doing? They think they got the votes for gun control. Bullshit. They even tried touching one of those things without asking the gun owners or NRA. You're going to see how fast the fucking Democrats are going to lose their seats this coming election. And people ask me, "Oh, how do you know?" Trust me. I've been following politics for a long time. I can tell you what's coming down the pipe, too. The Lord's already gave me the vision. I'm sitting on it right now. The problem is every day it's getting closer to July when they finally close up the last thing. They're probably waiting for Roe versus Wade. Opinion piece was leaked. They're hoping they can find the person and punish the person. If they can't find the person, what happens? They basically turn around and they punish. If they can't punish the fucking person, then they release the Roe versus Wade. It could be either a civil war for this country because every woman's going to take up arms. I mean, look, I know what Gabby looks like, okay? Let me just give you a thing. Gabby's gorgeous, okay? Gabby is really one hot mama, you know? Some people say, oh, you know, she isn't. But yeah, 4 years ago, she was hot, all right? Gabby knows this. I always told Gabby I would steal her for myself, you know, but she would never come to Washington. Anyways, truth of the matter is this, okay? I love Gabby dearly as a sister. And if Gabby came to me and needing help because some asshole decided to, which won't happen, I don't know, but if someone got a hold of and took advantage of her and she was forced to give birth to, say, a baby that was forced upon her due to the fact that she was assaulted. I can't use, you know, the words are bad. I'm, you know, Gabby's the only one here, but you get an idea. Basically, they said that they had to carry it full term. That is where a woman's rights to choose is where I believe it. Incest and sexual assault should be exempt. You know, they should exempt. But no, some states force it. Big touchy laws. So unless Roe versus Wade, everything is banking on two things: gun control and Roe versus Wade, from what I see. Now, if gun control, here's the problem: we got the women. They should be told what could be done. You know. Yes, well, I use you as an example. Damn it. The women basically have a right to an abortion. All right. Now, the women have made two threats. Okay, one threat is that they will take up the vote, and they will vote every fucking Republican douchebag that supports a Republican state for their women's right. Doesn't mean it, because that can take away women's rights. That can take away transgendered rights. Some people say, "Oh no, it won't." Really, let me put it this way: if you take away Roe versus Wade, that's the catalytic converter, the catalytic force that will start to tell people like Sister Tara J, you can't be a woman, or I can't be a woman, or Chloe can't be a woman, or Chloe's dad can't be a woman, or they could tell Gabby jokingly can't be a woman, you know, even though Gabby gave birth. So, you know, throwing that out there. But they can turn around and say to Gabby and others, you can't be in a interracial marriage or interracial relationship. It can't work. Government can crack down on it. They can turn around and say it's unconstitutional for us to give a man a cooter. So go live as a man. I mean, they could do a lot of damage to this country when and if they if they release Roe versus Wade. Now, my family says, oh, it doesn't matter. Each state will choose. Really? So if your state turns around and says it's $10,000 for me to go help, if I'm in Texas visiting and I go and decide to help Gabby out because Gabby was assaulted, and you're going to have me, you're going to collect the $10,000 on my head because you want the $10,000, and you're going to collect the $10,000 Gabby's head, you know, because of that. I mean, literally, they would be, you know, the point is this country's going down the shitter. It's all about fucking how much money you can make ratting out your neighbor. Ratting out your neighbor in Texas is just like ratting out your neighbor in Big Brother. It'd be like sitting there and saying, oh, you're offering $100,000 for us to prosecute someone who had an abortion. I think it's in Idaho, right? People will rat out every person, and then they'll go and lock you up. They'll get your records, find out you had an abortion in Washington, Next thing you know, the Washington will have like a mini civil war with Idaho because Idaho says you broke our laws, we're taking you down, and then you got a civil war on laws. Which states can enforce, and vice versa. Like if Idaho says no abortions, not even incest and rapes exempt, and all of a sudden, Washington goes ahead and does these abortions. Now, not only does the one that had the abortions getting the death penalty, it's everyone around that helped it get the death penalty. I mean, literally, what you're handing is basically a way to freaking execute anyone. It'd be like, for example, going to, say, Tara J's state, and Tara J basically, let's just say, helped a state that has the death penalty, right? All of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, tranny did it. We can kill. We can. We could do a purification ritual by cleansing the world by less people by just lying. I would help in abortion, but they refuse to tell us. And next they're going to the gas chamber because you didn't do it. You're basically being charged. I mean, this is the stuff that can come down the pipe. And people say, "Oh, I'm insane and crazy." Really? Well, am I insane and crazy to tell you all outright you can't fucking place your hopes and dreams on the fucking Republican Party? Oh, once we take the House and Senate, the world's going to be a greater place. I've learned that there's two things in the world that you want. Two. In the world. In my life, I've learned two things. One, you want balance. You want a balanced power. You want a balanced power. Your president's Democrat. You want your House or Senate to be Democrat, and you want your other parts Republican. Now, if the Republicans control both House and Senate, president can veto it 3 times before he's being forced to, or is it 2 or 3 times? The veto powers, I'll look it up, But anyways, he vetoes it, say 3 times. It's got to be forced into law, but they have to pass that same bill, 3 times, and then the president has to veto, and the House has to do the same. So, what happens? Yeah. So, anyways, I got a box coming eventually with some more ramen today. That's an emergency food source in case the shit hits the fan. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, where's your mac and cheese?" Actually, that's the funny thing. My mac and cheese is delayed for 6 weeks, even though it was charged by my food card. Counties, basically, the state department, the government's really pissed about it. Right here, mac and cheese. Estimated delivery, 1 to 4 weeks right now. They don't have any of it in stock. That's the problem. So, one of the things I will be checking on is I picked up 80 packs of ramen. Packages out for delivery. Yeah, that's the thing. So, but no, anyways, like I said, will the Republicans help you? No. Use some fucking common sense. I mean, look at these people. These people would fucking rather sit there and starve. Okay, here's how the fucking world works. Okay, I'm a realist. Okay, I'm a fucking realist. I see what's going on in the world. The American people see these dipshits out there, right? They just said in the first 2 quarters, they're figuring it's gone to what was it they said it was? It's gone to like $14 billion, okay, in 6 months. That's 14 billion with a B. 14 billion minimum just in the United States of America's approval for new credit cards. So $14 billion for credit cards. I mean, I get like 20 different applications. I just cut them up with scissors every time it comes in the mail. But $14 billion. We're putting ourselves in debt. We can't pay it. People start sitting there thinking, well, I'll survive the pandemic through a credit card. Then when the banks cut you off, you're hurting because you're not paying it. I've learned the best way to stay out of credit card debt is don't have a credit card. But there's people out there that says, oh, it's a pandemic, kids. I'm going to have my credit cards. I'm going to be happy. There's a lot of people like that. At least my cousin's not a fucking dipshit. It's one thing Dinky and Corey ain't dipshits. You keep cash on hand just in case. But you know what? Higgins said to me last night, this is funny because, I'd love to get someone else's opinion on it, like Miss Gabby, who's doing things this morning. But, they said, well, what about not Gabby, of course. Gabby didn't say this. This was a couple people who were arguing with me the other day. Said, cash, it doesn't matter if the cash is, if a store takes cash, it doesn't matter because the registers might not work. They could bring out the old manual registers and be like, cha-ching, okay, Gabby, that was $29.75. Okay, you gave me 30. Here's 25 cents. Have a happy holidays. Cha-ching. Whereas they're like, oh, it won't work because there's no electricity. Doesn't anyone realize that a natural gas line feeds into the pipes keep feeding, right? One plant can run everything and then turn around and run one other device, which can power the natural gas lines, which means all your natural gas lines literally can turn around and power up your grocery stores because your grocery stores have generators. I mean, when the power's out here, the generators are on, but they can't guarantee you're going to be using your debit card. Plain and simple. But these idiots say, oh, well, credit cards, I could use a credit card. If the pandemic hurts bad, I can use my credit card. If there's something wrong, I got my credit card. For food shortages, I'm good. I can just worship my credit card. It's hard to say, Of course, Gabby knows I'd steal her for myself. The other day, a family member of mine, right, messaged me. Pissed me off, a family member of mine. Besides Dinky calling me a fucking freeloading moocher. Most pillows were given to me as a gift. They weren't mooched. Now, Pee Wee and I were talking about politics. We didn't get into it, but the point I'm making is you can sit there and say, oh, well, we got to fight for inflation and we got to fight for food and we got to fight for this. Otherwise, if you don't fight for and have the Republicans put in, then, you're a commie bastard because you want communism and, or, oh, well, the Republicans are going to win because, there's inflation. Thing is, they're being fucking brainwashed and they don't want to hear it. That's the fucking thing. Am I the only fucking realistic person here besides Pee Wee and Tara J? Tara J's realist, but she also is open-minded. Maybe Gabby's open-minded too, but am I the only fucking one that sees that you can't fucking put all your eggs under the Republican Party's basket? They're not going to do anything for you anyways. They're going to turn around and be like, oh, we got power. What do we do with it? I mean, look, they want to take away Social Security. They've been wanting to do it for years. I mean, literally. The thing is the fucking money is going to do it. Let me tell you what happened when Republicans controlled both House and Senate, right? And the presidency. They literally kicked the can down the fucking road every time for Social Security. Go look it up on the news. They sit there and they play the old kids game. Kick the can down the road. Kick the can down the road. Everything that they tried to do. Oh, well, we can't do it because the main elections are coming up. So we'll wait till after the election. And after the election, what happens? Let's just see, one house is split, Well, I guess in South Carolina, I thought I said SC. I guess in North Carolina, dear sister Gabby, that you guys are going to be royally fucking screwed when the fucking reset happens and you guys can't buy anything with your card. That's what I've been trying to teach people. Pee Wee and I are trying to teach you that there's reports all over the fucking country that they're testing out countries and counties and states to see how panicked people are for debit card use. And check card use, credit card use, and food stamp use, right? And because of it, honey, they're basically thinking of things. I mean, let me put it to you this way. There was a guy the other day, right? I was watching on last night before I went to my movies. He sits there, right? And by the way, people say to me, oh, well, you must be living the modern era. I don't own a smartphone. I use this as a tablet and a newspaper. So whatever comes up through my videos, I look. Okay, I don't sit there and say, oh, yeah. Now at night, I might look at that. By the way, it got cracked down there, but you know what? Still works, you know. I use it as a newspaper reader. But let me just tell you the story, okay? Before you sit there and say, oh. The thing is the country is going down the shitter. Everyone has their own opinion. The other day, someone was talking about communism, right? Or was like, oh, really? Your country's going down the commie path. And Pee Wee said, Rita has a book about it. And I read all 45 entries. There you go. Better move that so it doesn't fall. There you go. So the bottom line is this, right? Sorry about that, Gabby. I was getting that, you know. Well, this is a LG Stylus 6. They discontinued it. It's made in China or Vietnam. I think it's the Vietnam model. The Chinese one, if it freaking dropped the way it dropped, like the Vietnamese version, same brand, same models of it, just made, it wouldn't have cracked. You know, that's the thing. There's a crack right here in the end. And because of it, it's all glass in the back, but the front is a 7-inch screen, basically. So what I use it for is newspapers and whatever else I need to do. That's why I got the pin. But my phone is actually cheap. You know, someone said to me, you know, you use a flip phone, you know, and that's my motive phone is my flip phone. This I don't use. I got this set to Google Voice if I need to, but I don't use a smartphone at home. The government says, oh, you got a smartphone, you need to put in this app and we can tell, you know, this or that. You know what? You know, the other day I was walking around, right? And funny story. Law enforcement stops me. You know, they always do have welfare checks and all this crap. I was out the other day. And the policeman said to me, said something stupid like, sheriff, usually some people that's always quarantined, we sometimes get a gist of where they're at, you know, and because you know, you've had the virus and stuff and you're out and about, we usually get a notification, you know, through phone apps, you know, they check phones. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a phone. They said, what do you mean you don't have a phone? I said, I don't have a phone. They said, you're kidding me. My phone rang, it was my flip phone. I said, this is my phone. Turned around. And this is a little cocky son of a bitch sheriff. He said, oh, well, we should ban them so we can track you. I said, then I won't buy a phone then. He said, he looked at me. I said, I'm one of those rebels that I don't believe in fucking smartphones. I'm not going to have the government track me every fucking move where I go and what I do. I don't want you fucking listening in on if I'm taking a shit in the bathroom in a public place. It's not my bit. It's not your business what I do or where I go. I mean, literally, you know, that's the thing, you know, and all these people turn around, you know, and they're like, oh, you know, they're more worried about their gun control than Big Brother. I mean, does anyone know? Does anyone even hear about Prism? Well, I guess no one has because everyone's basically stupid as hell. I bet Gabby hasn't even heard of Prism. And Gabby's going to probably be... Gabby's a sweetheart, by the way. She's going to probably ask, what is Prism? Let me put it this way. People in this world is more worried about their fucking gun rights than Roe versus Wade. They're more worried about that, their gun rights, Gabby, than Prism. Prism is a supercomputer that controls every aspect of your life. It goes through your emails. It goes through your email history. It goes through your history of everything. It knows what you're doing. If you're on YouTube, if you're on your phone, if you're on your Roku, it basically analyzes everything. Good. Why do you think they put apps in your Roku? The easy control? No, it's because they turn around so they can know what you're doing. Oh, Gabby's watching a porno. I'm just throwing that out there. They know that. Gabby's they could sit there, okay. Let me just put it this way, jokingly, okay. They could sit there, and Gabby could be, remember I made a joke the other day with Gabby's fiance, boyfriend, whatever. Apparently, in this day and age, remember I was talking about the 45 things of communism. One thing that I don't like is adultery. But you know what? If someone else does it, it's their business. It's their business. I'm not going to condemn them for it. But for me, of course, the joke is that the government turns around and they know who's committing adultery because of their phone. They can sit there, turn it on, and be like, "Oh yeah, hey Herb, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just watching Gabby get shagged again." Well, what about the blonde bimbo over there that was the Playboy Playmate? Let's watch her get shagged. I mean, if Prism can do whatever. They can basically watch whatever, however, whenever. I know Gabby's sitting there going, huh? Pretty much, literally, they have the powers to turn on your microphones, turn on your cameras by Prism. Prism's basically a data collection program that collects everything. That's what Edwinson, it collects your phone texts, your emails, your conversations. You can sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, anyways, honey, I want you to come home tonight." Or you can make a phone call to Tara J and be like, "Yeah, I like such and such." But hold on, I'll do it this way to be funny. Yeah, Tara J, I want Bieber Babbitt, plugged. I mean, literally, you can make up some crappy joke about plugging someone, or you can basically just order a hit, for example, right? And most of the time, Prism analyzes and then it goes to certain things, and that's how they're tracking people down quicker, Or someone messages something like, "Oh yes, government overthrow," and next, I mean, literally, Prism is there. People don't think. People are like, "Oh, once we get Republicans in, we're taking away it." Prism is paid for life. Basically, can't just shut down Prism. They'll just upgrade it bigger and better. They'll put in a second Prism. I mean, literally, what they're doing is, you think the fucking world government didn't approve of Prism being held inside the state of Utah? No, they did. Big Brother wants to control everything, literally world domination type thing. I mean, literally, they want to know what you eat, what you do sleep, when you crap, when you poop, when you do everything. They even want to know what you're buying. I mean, eventually, they're going to program your new information, your new food card to contain what you can and can't buy. Plain and simple. They're going to even tell you like a real ID thing that's going to turn around and tell you can't buy cigarettes, or you can't buy booze, or you can't buy something for yourself. I mean, literally. They can analyze everything, and my main phone's basically a flip phone, Gabby. See? This phone. See? It's an LG too, but they don't make these phones anymore. So that's my basic phone, mode of communications. And so, so when the government turns around and tells me, Gabby, that I have to have a smartphone, I ain't giving in. Gabby, Pee Wee did. Pee Wee's like, my son's paying for it, so I guess I'll take it, me. I'm not being tracked. I mean, you know what I see? What I see really, how much I love Pee Wee. I'll tell you, Pee Wee's like a sister to me too. My family thinks I'm Rita the freeloader, because Pee Wee gave me pillows and stuff. But here's how I see Pee Wee. In some ways, I feel my sister Pee Wee strong as an ox, but mentally somewhat like giving up on the whole. But back then she and I talked a lot about resisting the government. The only reason why I had a smartphone back then was was for easy text, but also for other things. But then things happened. These things are so. This is a fingerprint magnet. I mean, you could literally clean this daily, I bet, you know. I don't want to clean it, just waste paper towels. But anyways, my heart and soul, right, turn around and people say, well, you know, if you don't have a smartphone, they're going to force it. No, they won't. They force me to have a smartphone. I tell them I bend over, tell them to kiss my ass. I'll let them pull it out so they can send me to jail because I'm not going to fucking be one of these fucking little punk ass motherfuckers. It's going to be, I mean, literally. Eventually, people are going to grow up and get away from the computer age. I mean, I'm stuck here at home right now, so to me, the internet's fine. But eventually, it's like Bjorn said in Norway, eventually you're just going to have to give up, you know, or embrace technology and let Big Brother control you. I won't let Big Brother control me. I want Big Brother to know what happens is, you know, well, I have a shitty LG flip phone that does the job, but you know what? At least I'm not being tracked. That's my main reason for this. I mean, literally, flip phones don't have apps that no GPS in it. It just makes a basic phone call. Of course, you know, Dad's gonna turn around. Poppy's gonna be like, you hung up on me." Really, he'll turn it against me. He'll be like, or "Oh yeah, you know, your phone was wonky," and then next thing I know, or he just cut me off. I think son of a bitch did because he's so damn narcissistic. And that's the other thing. There's too many narcissistic people in the world that only want to live in their own world. That's the problem. I mean, look around. Last night, was this the one that yeah, last night I turned around and I got hung up, right? I could have sat there and said, "Oh, okay, I'll deal with Dad later." Said, I looked at my phone, said, "Fuck it," and hung up. I wasn't going to be treated like garbage, you know, like trash. And of course, I keep telling Chloe to fuck quit spending money, and she's like, you know, because money must grow on trees for her. Yeah, she'll probably come out here and be like, you mean, you mean, talking to me. I, on the other hand, don't give two shits right now, you know. You're being mean to me. You're being mean to me. Gotta clear out some more email crap. I just love that. It's like, your email is, I don't care what my email address is. Your order is, I don't care what my order is. Doesn't anyone give two shits about this? No, they're like, trash it. When you get too many fucking garbage things in here, you know, it's just stupid, you know. I mean, literally, it's like they fill your email up with this crap, you know. But no, I mean, you know, I mean, the government it sends you, yeah, it does a lot of crap, you know. There we go. That'll clean up some stuff. Yeah, I got so much email that you know just accumulates, you know, and I reply to people and I reply to more people and then it just keeps accumulating, you know. And then I don't go through it, you know. And when I do, I like getting email, but I don't like my mailbox being filled up like crap too. Eventually, I'll have to clean out my inbox a little more, you know. And at least I dump stuff in there, but still. I have a, hold on, I'm doing Gabby. I has a shitty Samsung A12. It does its job though, low. I'm trying to act like a little kid. I'm baby Gabby. I has Samsung Galaxy. I has a shitty Samsung A12. Don't swear, baby Gabby. I has shitty diaper. Oh man. Remind me if I ever win the Mega Millions and I adopt a kid, I gotta name it Gabby. Of course, I knew Gabby and Quincy. Gorgeous woman too, in her 40s. Of course, her husband was kind of a douche. Funny story though. Talking about Gabby, right? Not Gabby, this Gabby was with us. Moderator Gabby, no. Manager Gabby was so hot. I used to tell my husband, if I wasn't with you, I'd take her for myself. He'd turn around and he would say, problem with you and me against the people of the world, hun. And I'd be like, yeah, what's that, right? He would be like, because most people in the world, quote unquote, as he said, is selfish, narcissistic, only lives for themselves, and they don't care about disabled people. I remember talking about it the other, a long time ago. My own husband, not only out there to get something for themselves. I was thinking about that, but I also was thinking about his thing. I mean, literally, let's talk about a couple things that bother me, okay? Because I know Gabby, who's with us, gonna say, let it out. She always does. She always warmed my heart when I was talking to her on the phone. I screwed up many times over. I have a lot of regrets. Told this to Tara J the other day. But what's upsetting me the most is, in this day and age, is being called a freeloading mooch from my own family. And then, and then, and then, I turn around. right? And you got these people, narcissistic, they only think about themselves. And my husband used to say, most people these days, they don't want a disabled person. He says, you might be under the trans umbrella. They don't want you. No one wants you. He once did an experiment in this place called TS something. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. Like anyone's going to basically do this. I hate when they have like, is it this? No, it couldn't be this. Mm-mm. I don't know. I don't know what it is anymore. But there's all these things, right? The thing is, they say all these best dating sites and stuff. But the thing is, no one cares. That's the thing. My husband was through, my transgender Cupid. No, it wasn't trans date. No. I don't know what it is anymore, but there's like all these date things. The thing is, yeah. So, anyways, it's been so long, I can't even remember the website. I met my pen pal through that one website. We became good friends. When Pansy was around, she'd tell me exactly who it was where we met. But my husband went to this site. Okay, it was a transgender thing. It was like something to do with like 500-600 websites. Like you can be in a hobby of trains, and you can go and talk about trains, and you can meet people about trains. It was like a, it was like a dating site and a companion site and everything else. You had like various websites connected to all these hobbies. And mm, I don't remember what it is. So my husband found some people, right? Good looking, attractive, plastic surgery, everything. All of them turned around and told my husband, you're disabled, you have a service dog, you don't have a job, you don't have money, you don't have uh, security, fuck off. Now, one of them became friends with my husband. She emailed me a while ago, asked me where is he? She hasn't heard from him. And I told her that he died. She told my husband to time stay with me because that's as best as he's gonna get. You know. So, anyways, toodles, Gabby. Funny thing about Gabby is she thinks I'm gonna run the night run. No, I didn't do a night run last night due to the fact that there's not many people. I went and watched movies while being in my bed, cuddling with my new pillows, praising and thanking Gabby as I sat there comfortably. I mean, Pee Wee, sorry. So, anyways, so that's what happened. So, it is what it is. But, anyways, so, we were at this thingy. I don't remember what it's called, it's so long ago. It's been, I don't remember, 10 years since I've been there. So, to me, things change. And I just, you know, anyways, so. But anyways, back to the whole thing about the Republicans, right? They're not going to fix anything. I mean, if you look at my news feed, so they got they're taking dispositions. Okay, they're taking dispositions for No, that's the latest news right now. They're trying to they're trying to crucify Donald Trump. Hmm. So then the Attorney General William Barr is with the committee where he described in detail what Trump's fraud claims were bogus and why he has seen nothing since to convince him there was fraud. Okay, so that's the latest news there. Yeah. Video dismiss community controls which sound bites are aired. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. At least the news is saying that they're controlling these, right? So it says here he's the new hero of the country. The last 2 weeks of the election, he basically said he debunked and condemned it. Barr dismantled specific Trump backed claims about illegal vote dumps in Detroit, nationwide voting rigging by Dominion with his election machines. Unprompted, Barr even went out of his way to criticize 2,000 Mules, a film created by Dinesh D'Souza, a convicted felon, who claims the 2020 election was stolen. I didn't know the guy was a convicted felon. That's something to discuss. Anyways, excuse me for a second. Bathroom time. How you doing, son? Anyways, it's 11 o'clock. I think I'll spend my day writing in my journal. Actually, I should check the postal service too. Seems my aunt never wrote me again, so I guess that was a waste of time, you know. So, anyways, it's alright, I guess. It's just, anyways, with 0 people, I could basically, the morning edition is going smoother because no one's around. So, so I guess today is going to be a simple day. So, please, everyone, enjoy your day. Uh, I'm gonna start my day by watching TV. So, um, please, Well, better go have some more coffee. So, hope you guys have a great day. So, maybe see you guys later. So, nothing to say or do. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, hit the like, subscribe button. So some fun for your family. Go to your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell notification. Hit the thumbs up. Give this video a like. Thanks for watching, everyone. And keep the comments nice as all we ask. And God bless you in everything you do.